I do not subscribe to babies having to start their day at 5 or 5:30 a.m., even toddlers, purely because, well, that's baby sleep. Now, if that works for you and your family and your scheduling, of course, rock it. But you can fix an early rise if it's not sustainable for you and your family. The way I like to work is I aim for 11 to 12 hours of sleep overnight, with most babies probably averaging closer to the 11. So absolutely, if your baby goes to bed at 6, they're going to naturally need to wake up in the 5s. So I like to keep my schedule somewhere between 7 and 7:30, anticipating a wake somewhere between 6 and 7. But when we are fixing an early rise, let's say 4 a.m., 5 a.m., we actually need to reach for the 7 a.m. And I go into depth about this with my podcast co-host Beck on our Nap Trapped podcast. We've got a 2-part early rising series. Because if your baby's habitually been waking up at 5:30 and you've gone through the checklist of environment, calories, scheduling, all of the things that can contribute to early rising, then it comes down to body clock, meaning that your baby's internal alarm system is primed to go off at 5:30 because that's what it's been doing every morning for the last few weeks, months, years, however long. So we need to think of it like jet lag. What do we do when we're jet lagged in another country? We have to lie in the dark to encourage the melatonin to keep going even if we are wide awake. And in order to get to the later rise, we need to overshoot and we need to start the day at 7 a.m. where it's lights, cameras, action, food, socialization, blinds open. Because here's the pattern I see with families when we're working to fix an early rise. That baby is absolutely still going to wake at 5 a.m. and you're going to use whatever sleep training technique you have chosen that feels comfortable for you and your family until 7 a.m. even if your baby does not go back to sleep. In fact, I am pleasantly shocked when babies do on that first morning. It is not a fail. You have already started to break out of the cycle by signaling to their brain, this is overnight. This is sleep time. And then it usually goes one of two ways. The next morning, 5 becomes 5:30 or 5:30 becomes 5:45. And then the next morning, 5:45 becomes 5:50. 5:50 becomes 6:05. Oh my goodness, we're into the 6s. 6:05 becomes 6:20. Or your baby is awake, and you delay getting them up. And oh my goodness, at 6:36, your baby went back to sleep. And if we had pulled the pin at 6:15, your baby will have missed that opportunity to go back to sleep. Hence why we need to overreach to 7 a.m. Your baby does not have to sleep 7 till 7 on the dot. You need to provide the appropriate opportunity to sleep longer and later. And we want to always encourage babies that, hey, it's actually really nice to wake up slow. You don't have to go from 0 to 100 and then have a parent rush in. One of my favorite things as an adult is being awake in bed knowing I don't have to get up. But not only that, when we add in sickness, travel, childcare, any kind of real life moments, your baby learns that they have this buffer that they can go back to sleep if they need to. Is it easy? Not usually. But making change is hard, but the results are so worth it.